Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Hooverlux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. How are you all today? So I've been meaning to do a review of this tumble dryer for absolutely ages. I've had it for about, I did clean it and then somebody spilled dog food all over it. I've had this tumble dryer for about 2 years now. And it is the BOSCH self-cleaning condenser dryer with the heat pump. Now, I hate ironing. I absolutely hate ironing. I can't say it anymore. I have literally only had to iron 3 articles or 4 articles in the past 12 months because I use this tumble dryer for everything. It's brilliant, it's really good. So what I'm going to do a quick overview of the tumble dryer. I'm not going to make this too long. If you want to see certain programs running or whatever, then just let me know and I'll do them. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview of my BOSCH tumble dryer. Now, this tumble dryer is a self-cleaning condenser heat pump tumble dryer. So the water comes into this tank in here, and you tip it away as normal. But what it actually has is a self-cleaning condenser. So during the cycle of the program, depending on the length of it, it can be about once, twice, 3 times. The self-cleaning condenser will light up. So there's a little panel here that lights up. And what it does is it releases the water from this down a chute directly into the condenser underneath here to clean out all the fluff and fibres, and then pumps it back in. There is a little filter guard. I haven't got it in at the moment, but I'll put it in when I use it because I just cleaned it out. There is a little filter guard that goes here, so when the water goes through here, through the filter, so all the fluff is collected into the tank, and then the water then gets swooshed through, cleans out the condenser, and then gets pumped back in a recycle. So I never have to clean the fins, those metal fins. Now, I've had condenser tumble dryers for a number of years, and even with a condenser dryer, I still have to have the door open or the fan on, which is in the ceiling, to remove moisture from the air because it still spits out a lot of moisture. This one doesn't. It recycles the heat. It has a heat pump in it, and the heat pump works sort of like, you know, like a refrigeration unit. It's got like a refrigeration unit in it. So the hot air goes through the blades, and then the blades then will, you know, like condense into the condensers. I'm not very technical, I do apologize. And then the heat, the hot air, goes through the heat pump and back into the machine, and that's what gives it its A+ rating on it. It's very, very energy efficient. There's 2 filters on the inside. If I open it up, there's an LED light, which is really nice, and there's 2 filters, and you just open them and you clean out. It's important to keep these clean. There's one, and then there's a secondary one inside of here. And what I do is, when I clean out the fluff, I use my vacuum just to clean it out. I also put the vacuum around the edge as well to make sure that there's no fluff stuck down inside it. And they just slot in very easily inside the machine. Lovely big 2-layered door, so the inside of it is glass and the outside of it is plastic, which always remains cool touch. So if you do have kids or whatever, then they're not going to burn themselves because this will stay cool all the way through on a long cycle. I'll just shut that. The light will go off once you put your clothes in and switch it on. After about 10 seconds, the light dims down and goes off. But then every time you pause it or open the door, then the light will come back on. The drum inside is massive. I'll show you in a little bit. But the drum inside is really, really big. And the machine is very, very quiet, which you'll also see in a minute. There are loads of display settings on it for different clothing. and I do use quite a lot of them depending on what I'm actually drying in there. Now there's a bit of a debate with these heat pump tumble dryers, because yes, they are A++ energy efficient and they don't put a lot of moisture in the air. I can leave this on, shut that door, the back door, shut that door, the back door can be closed, the utility room door can be closed, and I can leave it on a full cycle and with an end signal, which you can turn on and off, and the room will be warm, but it's not like a sauna. It's fantastic. There's no condensation at all inside this room, and I can guarantee that there is no condensation for me. The machine is expensive. I paid over £800 for it. It is a very expensive machine, and the offset of that with energy, well, you'd have to basically run a normal tumble. You'd have to run this for 11 years to get your money back on what you paid for it for energy. So, but I do use it a lot. I use it more than average, especially during this time of year. Anyway, there's a lot of debate on it, whether people like this or not, or they think it's a waste of money, whatever. And you've got the Greens saying about the energy efficiency of it, but then it contains a refrigeration unit in there, and that provides its own complications. There's more that could possibly go wrong with it, because it's got this condenser, it's got this heat pump in there, blah 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 blah. But I like it because it doesn't create condensation in the room. So the room can be nice and warm, but it will not be soaking wet with condensation. The room will stay dry. So I can shut the door if I don't want the cats in the living room, through into the kitchen, then I can just leave this like this. Anyway, all personal, it's entirely up to you. But I hate ironing, and this saves me from ironing. But I have to do a couple of tricks with the washing, first of all, that I do, and it's fine, that save me from having to use this, to save me from having to iron, sorry. Right, okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to pull the machine out, and you can have a quick look and see what it looks like around the back and around the inside. So you can have this machine used in two ways. You can either have it so that the water goes into the tank there, or you can set it up, it comes with a kit, so you could have it directly connected up to the outlet in the sink, so that, underneath, so that the water goes directly into it. But it stores water in there to clean the condenser fins, the metal fins, but you can have the excess water go directly out. I don't bother with that. So, I'm going to pull the machine forward. Not too difficult to do. I'm going to take you off the tripod. So it has got these indentations on the side, which are supposed to help with the quietness or the vibration of it. I don't know. I have no issues with it. Underneath here, with my other tumble dryer, I do have to sort of like put a vac around it every now and then. Oh, there's a little bit of cobwebby. But even with my other condenser dryer, this would get terribly full of fluff. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Really, really full of fluff, which I don't have that issue with this one. So there are the model details of it. There, so you can see. Robert Bosch, made in Poland. On the back of it, it's got this protection up against sort of like pipes or whatever. It's kind of like an insulation thing. Not much really to see from the back. There's the pipe that goes up into it, which can be used for the for attaching the kit. I'm not sure how to attach it. I've never even tried to use it. So there we go, and it's the same around the other side. Got a nice white top. So I'm going to slide it back into its housing. Back underneath. Now there's a pipe at the back of this, so it doesn't fit under as much as the washing machine does, unfortunately. So What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the clothes out of the washing machine and I'll be back. Okay, so this is what I do when I'm using the tumble dryer to save ironing, which I hate. All the items which are like pants and whatever, sorry you see my pants, actually they're not mine. I put all the pants in, anything like t-shirts, I just keep to one side. There can go in, that can go in, shirts, trousers, voila, voila, pants, pyjama bottoms. It's the only thing when you're doing laundry like this, everyone's going to see your pants on YouTube. That is that a pyjama top? Yes it is. Pyjama top. Pyjama top. The drum is massive. Absolutely massive. It's I think it's a 9 kilo, is it? But the drum is really big. So this was a full load of washing that I've done. Pyjama top. Pants, socks. So I'm just going to do a quick sort out. These are all pyjama tops. Now the only thing negative I can say about this tumble dryer is that it only turns in one direction. It tumbles in one direction. It doesn't do a stop and a reverse, which I do sometimes have issues if I'm tumbling like sheets or whatever. Right. Was that pyjamas? Yes, Peppa Pig pyjamas. I love those pyjamas. Anyway, that is that. That's something delicate that I put in the wash bag. So everything that would technically need ironing can get dumped in there for a minute. Now, I'm going to move you closer. Okay, so I've got a mix load here, so like cottons and everything. So they're all inside the tumble dryer. And I'm going to use the mixed load setting to there, which makes it 1 hour and 33 minutes. I can change the dry target to iron dry or put away in the cupboard dry, or I can fine adjust it, so I'm going to put it on that one. Don't need the low heat, there's a low heat setting. Reduced ironing for 60 minutes or 120 minutes, and that is, once it's finished its cycle, it will still keep turning for 60 seconds every now and then. It'll just keep turning to stop the clothes from creasing up. So I just leave that on. I never leave it. The end signal, you can have the end signals. When it finishes, it can beep, and it'll repeatedly beep for about an hour, which is quite annoying. And then you can also do that, which is the delay feature on it. So I don't want it. I'm just going to leave it on for an hour and a half. So it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, etc. So I'm going to leave it because I'm going to switch it on now. So on reduced ironing, end signal, mix load. This is empty. And oops, what have I done? Reduced ironing. So let me shut the door. So there we go. That is all now set up, as you can see. Lovely. It is flashing ready to start on the mixed load. Super quick 40. I can't think I've ever used that, to be honest. Okay, so we've got 1 hour and 33 minutes. I press the start button. And there we go. And after a few seconds, the light dims and goes off. So it only goes in one direction. That's the only negative thing I can feel that I can say with it. That is that. Now it has a sensor on the inside. If I press pause, so I can pause it and I open it, the light comes on. And in here, this metal bar here, this is the moisture sensor. So as the clothes pass it, it rubs against it, and this is what judges the moisture left in the clothes. So if your clothes dry quicker, then the time will adjust, as you can see on the inside of it. Lovely big drum. That was half the washing machine load, and that is a big machine. So the half of the load is in there. So I'll shut it again and turn it on. I wish there was a feature that you could actually leave the light on, but there isn't. So Bosch, please have a button so you can have the light on. Okay, so this is going to be 1 hour and 32 minutes now. We've got the heat setting on there. When the self-cleaning condenser, when the self-cleaning comes on, there'll be a light here. If you've got children, just hold it. And that's it, that's child lock. So your child cannot, or my cats, cannot do anything, because sometimes the cats will come in, they'll jump up on wherever, and they can't do anything, it's locked. But they're all inside the house today, so I don't need it. Push it, and it turns off. Alright, so there we go, 1 hour 32 minutes. Well, you can hear, I don't know if you hear that, you can hear the condenser starting, which is like the refrigerator. So the air comes in through here, you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that, it's like a fridge. So the heat pump, which acts like a refrigerator unit, is kicked in. So it recycles the heat, makes that slight noise. But in general, if I stand back, it is relatively quiet. Now, how do I get away with ironing, or not ironing as the case should be? This is what I do. Whilst the first load of everything, coat hangers, while the first load of everything is doing, I hang up the rest on coat hangers. Let me just go get the rack. So basically this is how I get away without having to do any ironing. So all of the items which would normally need ironing, like t-shirts, shirts, trousers, jeans, everything else, I just put them straight onto a coat hanger, out to the machine, and hang them up. Give them a little bit of a shake out. I hate ironing, it's such a waste of time. And to be honest, if you're ironing, the irons aren't exactly energy efficient either, to be honest. So maybe the tumble dryer will only save you 26 quid a year, but think about how much you're going to save if you don't have to do as much ironing. I think it all depends. I mean, I know people that iron everything, bedding, socks, the lot. And that's fine. If you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. That's your prerogative. That is your choice. I just personally do not like ironing, and I could think of better things to do. For example, make videos for you guys. So that is it. That's all I do. I just hang up everything on the rack for the time of the first load going in. I just wash everything together. Don't have to worry about delicates because I'll show you what I do at the very end. Actually, I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put the child lock back on. Right. Trousers, shirts. Shirts, you've got to make sure that you really shake out. What I do is I put them on the coat hanger and I do up the second button down, like so, like that, and give it another shake out. Just make sure that nothing's all lumpy creased. Tra la 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 la. Doo 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 doo. Oh, I wish I could sing. Right. This is a complete... Don't shout at me and make nasty comments. This is completely entirely up to you what you want to do with your washing and drying. This is just what I do, which saves me from ironing. And my other half, who works for a company that, well, he wears shirts anyway, all the time, you know, formal shirts, and I never have to iron any of his shirts, and he's never been sent home from work with a note saying that you're not looking after your husband because his shirts look terribly creased. So that's never happened, and the day he does is the day that I'll start ironing all his shirts, but until then nothing has been said, so I don't think it's that bad. Bloody waffling now, aren't I? It's supposed to be with the tumble dryer. Well, it's all mixed in together. This is the tumble dryer and what I do. You never know. You might think, oh my god, that is really good, and decide to start doing it. Right, okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. Everything that was in the basket is now just hanging up. I normally do this outside and hang it up on the clothesline outside if it's in summertime, but I'll just leave them here to kind of like air. And like I said, the room does not get hot and humid. It does get warm, but it does not get hot and humid. So we are down now to 1 minute and 26 seconds on the stuff in the tumble dryer. I can't do anything. And we'll come back once that's finished because the end signal is on, and I'll show you what the end signal does. See you in a minute. Okay, so the tumble dryer is finished. I'm just going to take everything out. I'm just going to go unfold those up quickly and I'll be back. So the next thing I do is I'm going to put the t-shirts in. They're still quite damp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 t-shirts in. And let me take you off the tripod. So now I'm going to set it to timed program, and you press the increase to increase the numbers of the time you want it for. So this is like a manual, and I'm going to set it for 30 minutes. Just about 6 shirts in there, and press start. When that pings in 30 minutes, we will be back. Okay, so it's finished its 30 minutes. Now I just take out the t-shirts, put them straight onto the hanger. Give them a shake, and then hang them up on the door, like that. Another t-shirt. Up, and that way I find all the creases will just drop out because they're still warm, and I don't have to do any ironing whatsoever, and they look absolutely fine. All the creases drop out. Now I'm going to chuck in the shirt. Oh, there's one t-shirt I forgot. And those pajamas. And these light trousers. I'm only going to put them on now for, oops, 20 minutes. And I'll do them the same once the 20 minutes has passed. So it's pinging at me yet again. It's on 0, it stays like that, and after a minute it does a couple of rotations, pings again, and keeps doing that for about an hour and a half, as it was just about to do. Right, so let's just get the rest of this stuff out of here. My Christmas pajamas. And the shirt, the shake. And there we go. Absolutely no ironing whatsoever. Well, like I said, if you're extremely what you call over your, not fussy, but you know what I mean, if ironing is your thing, then fine, but I don't like ironing very much. These are the trousers. Again, if you get them straight away and take them out of the machine, they're still warm. So I just fold them in half. So this is the reason why I got this machine, is because I don't iron. Don't like it. And this saves me from having to do all the ironing. The rest of the clothes over there, all folded, all ready to be taken upstairs and put away. So there we go, there's just a very quick overview of the tumble dryer. I don't really know what much else to do, to be honest. You let me know. If I take out the drawer, you can see the water on the inside. Oh, I forgot to put the guard in. Filter. I think I won't bother saving this one. I normally use the I keep the Felix in here, so Felix is normally my go-to vacuum for doing that. And then the secondary filter here, which catches even finer particles. I will vacuum these up before I put them back. And so there we go. That is my BOSCH Series 8 self-cleaning condensing heat pump tumble dryer. Touch wood. No issues whatsoever. I keep it clean and tidy around the back and around the front and keep it covered. And so far I've not had any issues with it. It's been very, very good. I guess there possibly could be a way of swapping the door over to open on the other side. I have absolutely no idea how to do it. It would make it easier, but I can't see how it could be done. If it can be done at all, that is. I don't know. So it's the next day. I'm going to do a darks load in the washing machine and then the tumble dryer. And I've got here, I get these on Amazon Pantry, or subscription, sorry. So these are the Ariel 3-in-1 pods, and this is the container of Tide pods that I bought in the States and brought back with me because I liked the container of it. And just by pure coincidence, by accident, I've literally, this is a brand new box of these pods, and I still got a number of these left that I bought, oh sugar alive, in the States, and I was quite surprised. So This is the one from the Ariel pods. As you can see. And this is the Tide one. Apart from it doesn't have the wording on the background with the cautions and everything. So these are exactly the same. And I was like, oh, right, okay. So this is the new look style, it says here on the Tide. And when you look at who makes them, they are made by Procter & Gamble. It says there, Procter & Gamble. And who should Procter & Gamble. So there is no difference whatsoever in the pods that I brought over from the States, because I like the box, and from the Ariel pods, which I just opened up now. So there's no difference. They're exactly the same. Just here they're called Ariel, and in America they're called Tide. So they're all the same. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do is load up the washing machine. I'm going to use 2 of my Tide pods. Chuck them in. Chuck all my clothes in the machine. All the darks today. T-shirts, socks, pajama shorts. Everything in. And what I also do is, there we go, so that's the lot in. Still plenty of room on the inside for it to all move around. So with that, I've got here some Tide powder. So I'm going to put a little bit of Tide powder in there to keep. I like using a little bit of the powder to clean the machine properly. On my towels I always do on a hot wash, so that helps as well. And we've got in here some lime scale pods, because I live in a very, very hard water area, and look blocked up, and a little bit of fabric softener. So there we go. Let's take you off. So I shall put the washing machine on darks, 1 hour 15, 800 watts. Can't use the steam fresh. You can use the easy iron on, but I don't bother because I'm going to take it out straight away. And it's on 30 degrees, 800 watts, 800 RPMs, and start. So there we go, that'll be done in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So the washing machine has just finished its darks load, and I'm going to pop it in the baskets. And leave the door open a tad, and always leave the washing machine door open a tad to keep dry. So the next thing I'm going to do now is pop it in the tumble. So I've got my basket here in front of me of clothes, so I'm going to pop in all the smalls. The other stuff I'm going to hang up. Trousers, go up the top. All the t-shirts. Pajama shorts can go in, t-shirt up the top, socks, pajama bottoms, t-shirt up the top, pants, pajama bottoms, t-shirt, all the smally things, pajama bottoms, socks, t-shirt up the top, Even the pyjama t-shirts can all go to be hung up. So what I'm doing is just putting in all the smaller things, t-shirt, into the tumble dryer. Now, there's a setting on here which I have to admit I've never used. Let me bring you closer. So the setting I've never used is the super quick 40. So let's try that. Now, you can't adjust the target. You can adjust the fine adjusting, so I'm going to have it on high. I'm going to put it on reduced ironing for 60 minutes. I've cleaned all the filters out. The filters are all clean in there. So let's try it on the 40 fast. I'll put this on to stop the cats from adjusting anything when they jump up. Okay, so there we go. So that is all that in there for the 40 minutes fast. The rest of it I'm just going to put on coat hangers and I'm going to hang up on the clothes rack. So there's all the darks clothes. There are 10 t-shirts and 3 pairs of trousers hanging up there. The rest is in the tumble dryer on the 40-minute quick dry cycle. So the darks cycle on the washing machine only has an 800 RPM spin. So the clothes definitely, they come out wetter than they would normally. So this is only going to take 40 minutes. So I'm going to leave this for a couple of hours to dry a bit. I'm going to pop it in the kitchen and we'll come back once the 40 minutes are up on that and we'll see how dry they actually are in just 40 minutes. So Dexter is decided to help me now with the tumble drying. When the tumble dryer is on, he loves sitting on the draining board because it's warm. So we've done the 40-minute cycle. Let's open it up. And now they're still damp. Now, 40 minutes, load of old poop. Let's check the water. It looks full, but it's not actually full. Believe me when it's full. Dexter, do you like the water? Let's put it, oops. Oh God, everything's falling over. Let's put it on, where are we? Oh, look at that. Cleaned it last night, look at it again. I forgot to put the cover on it. So we're on timed program, warm. Let's put it on 30 minutes and start with the end signal. Right, so let's see, 30 minutes. I didn't think that super quick 40 would be any good, because other people have said that it's not a good cycle either. So anyway, so let's come back in 30 minutes. Okay, so let's see if it is dry now. Yes. So pull all the stuff out of the tumble. I'll give it a good folding up. And I have the stuff which is in here. There. It's still damp, so I'm going to leave this overnight to dry before I air it in the tumble dryer, so I'm going to leave it there for now. So it's the next day because I couldn't be bothered to do the rest of this last night. So we went to the cinema, so I'm doing it now. I'm going to finish this off today. So all the clothes have been left hanging out for a good, 18 hours on coat hangers. The majority of the creases sort of like hang out. I mean, if you're not fussy, to be honest, you know, there's some creases in that one. We'll use this one as the test piece. The Pac-Man. And as you can see, it's not too bad, but there are creases throughout it. Okay, so let's turn on Le Miller. Good morning, Nick Wheeler. I'm finishing off this video. I messaged you earlier. I hope you're well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 t-shirts. I'm going to keep the hangers there because I hang stuff in the wardrobe, so that's the good thing about it. So there we go, I got 5 t-shirts in there. I'm going to set the program to timed. Now because this is being used from cold, I'm going to give it 30 minutes. But for the other set, so I'll put these in as one set and these in as another set, the jeans and trousers. So they will only get 20 minutes. It's just for the initial, to get it quite warm. So there we go, time program, 30 minutes, let's start. Okay, so we're going to leave this now until it finishes. Okay, so it's just done 30 minutes. The inside of it is nice and warm, not too hot. Let me just take them out. No, I'm going to have to stop it because you're not going to be able to see anything, and I've left my tripod upstairs. Okay, I haven't done anything. Anyway, so I take them out of the tumble, stick them on a coat hanger, shake it out, hang them up. Ooh, not very good there. Now, I can't remember which was the t-shirt that I did at the beginning, which was showing the creases. I hang them up in front of each other so that the warmth of each one continues to drop the crease. Oh, it was the Pac-Man one. Oh, hang on, I'll come back to it now. Ugh. Right, so let me turn it on. Okay, so this was the Pac-Man one with the creases. As you can see, they've pretty much all gone. And after a little while of hanging, they will all disappear. Especially this type of material as well. Right, so what I'm going to do now is put in the next 6 t-shirts. 1, 2, 3, actually there's 5, 4, 5. It's automatically defaulted to 20, and we leave it there. So there we go, that is all the ironing done in the tumble dryer. Now we can get it closed and turned off for another day. I will clean the filter and empty the water after I've done this. So as you can see, everything is now aired, pretty much creaseless, especially the trousers, the jeans, nice and soft, no creases in them, and the t-shirts as well. If I just move the trousers, there we go, you can see perfectly fine. I leave them there for a little while, and the heat then takes out any other creases in them, and they go straight in the wardrobe. So there we go. So that's what I do to save ironing, ha ha ha. And that's what I use this BOSCH Series 8 heat pump tumble dryer, condenser self-cleaning. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, this is not a how-to or anything. Everyone does things differently. This is just what I do to save ironing because I hate ironing. So thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe for more videos. Hit that bell notification and then you'll get notified of when I put a new one up on the channel. And I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Oh, and little Dexter there, he likes to stay and keep me warm and company. So see you in the next video. Bye.